Hi, and welcome to the BookishStitcher podcast. My name is Jeanette. You can find me on Ravelry, Instagram, and Goodreads as BookishStitcher, all one word. I hope you've had a relaxing week since we last talked. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone for all their kind words and encouragement this week, and it meant so much to me, and that's the reason why you're seeing the podcast today, because of all those sweet things that were said. So let's get right into the knitting. I have a finished object, and these actually went with me everywhere this week. They went to, I had a lot of things where I was out and about, and my husband took the day off on Friday, and so these went to the bookstore on Friday and hanging out with him. And these were his socks. So, but there's out of some Twisted Limone in the Northern Sky color, and these are for my husband. I almost brought down the sock blockers, but they're too big for it, so figured what's the point. But this is the least amount of yarn I've ever had left after making socks out of a self-striping. Tiny little ball. But so these went to a bookstore in place on Friday. My husband took the day off, and my son was selected out of all the kids in his school, K through 12, he won a competition and got to go to the Math Olympics for the area, and he placed 4th out of a whole bunch of kids, so I was so proud of him. And then on Saturday, these socks, as you would have seen if you follow me on Instagram, these socks went to the zoo. And I knit on them while I was at the zoo, and I actually had a funny thing happen. I was knitting and holding them on my bag, and this lady looks over at me and she goes, "Now that's smart." Huh? And she said, "My knitting, I left it in the car." And I said, "Oh," and she had no idea about project bags or anything like that. So it was very cool to meet another knitter, and she was very kind and talked about liking my socks and stuff like that. So, and then these also went with me when I went to the grocery store and in the car, and I actually had a horrible moment where I finished them, and there was no more knitting. I didn't have anything else in the car. I don't have any other projects, as you'll see, that are transportable. I was just sitting there, I was like, what do I do? And I said, maybe I can get on my phone like other normal people and be on my phone, because while I am on Instagram and different things, I'm terrible at social media. I rarely go on Instagram, maybe once a day. I'm horrible about responding back to things because I'm just not on my phone much, ever. So it felt very weird not to have knitting, and I might have to cast on another portable project, even though I don't want to cast anything else on. I want to get some stuff off the needles. But my husband has tried these on, and he loves them. So kind of like a Valentine's Day present to him, because today is Valentine's Day, and I hope whatever you've been doing today that you have felt loved by the various people and fur babies in your life. And so I guess this would be a Valentine's Day thing for my husband. I also got him a book of artwork from one of his favorite games, which he loved, and he got me, I don't know if you can see, he got me this ring, which is beautiful. I wanted something kind of dainty, and this is rose gold, which I like. And I have a wedding ring. I don't hardly ever wear it, and I probably won't wear it this much. I'm wearing it today because he just gave it to me today. I rarely ever wear my rings. I don't know why, but I thought it was pretty, so I wear it today. My wedding ring kind of looks like this. It's not rose gold, it's platinum, and then it has instead of 3 stones, it has 1 bigger stone just in the middle. But I thought that was very sweet of him, and I love my Valentine's Day gift. So that is that's the only finished object I have with me. I forgot to bring down the Russian orphanage socks. Those are done. I need to remember to bring those down and show them to you next week. And now on to works in progress. So in my bag, which I love, it's Bags by Awesome Granny, and this bag just speaks to the adventurer in me and the love of vintage history things. But in here is my husband's sweater, and this is a free pattern by Drops called the Twilight Sweater, and I'm knitting this out of some Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Into the Woods color. And I have been knitting on this since the beginning of January, and I need to get a move on. I knit the featherweight cardigan for myself in 24, 26, 28 days, something like that, under a month, which is a fingering weight sweater. but this is DK and I can't seem to work on it. I don't know what's going on, but I did change it to some different needles. I'm hoping this will help. I wasn't really enjoying the other needles that I had it on, so hopefully my husband's sweater is now being knit with pink needles. But I have the body not done. I really needed to have the body done because this is for a thing on Ravelry that I'm in, a Harry Potter knit and crochet house cup thing. And this is my owl, which is a thing where you're supposed to spend 3 months doing a big challenge. That's the sweater, and I have a little progress marker in it that marks my progress. Every day I'm trying to knit 3 inches so I can have it done when I need to. And then I have on here a little thing I will be talking about more in enabling. It's a little owl, and I love it. So yeah, that is my husband's sweater. I'm going to make that a priority this week. I really need to get to the halfway point on that sweater, and I'm not close. Hopefully the new needles, the needle change will help it. And then the next thing, and another Bags by Awesome Granny bag, my favorite bag print, the Russian one. This is and if you're doing the Susanna IC Winter Mystery Shawl and you don't want to be spoiled, look away. This is my Susanna IC Winter Mystery Cowl, and I finished up clue 4 and I've started clue 5. I'm knitting it out of some, do I have the tag still in here? I don't know. I've talked to, oh yes, here we go. Some Knitty and Color. It's just a color block set, and I got into the last of the Knitty and Color. And like I said last week, this is not going to look wonderful or anything like that because it's lace and it's all bunched up, even though I did move it to the longest needle I have. This thing is huge. And I have never knit a shawl this big. I can't even show you. Beaded, lace, it takes a long time. I'm knitting a medium. I've only knit, whenever I've done her mystery cowls before, I've knit a small. I'm knitting a medium plus repeat. So this has just been taking a long time, and I think it's kind of been to where I've been working on this more than the sweater. So this next week I'm going to put this on the back burner and work on the sweater more because that needs to happen. But so it transitions. You can see if I can show you from this light green to darker green to lighter blue to a darker blue. And then hopefully I will have enough yarn because I have an extra, or I got this Knit Picks Stroll Glimmer in the frost colorway to go along the bottom, so the big lace panel on the bottom will all be in the same color. And it's going to have dark blue beads in that, so it should be really stunning. And this is going to be, I think, a gift for my mom because it's going to be too big for me. It's huge. Glad I didn't do the large size because, yeah, that I think I would need to be like 6 feet tall for that. Being only 5'3" on a good day, a huge large shawl doesn't wear that. And I'm having some coffee right now. I'm actually having a Valentine's Day flavor coffee. Cupid's Kiss from San Marcos. It's pretty good. I like to have little festive things on certain holidays, even though I'm not really big into Valentine's Day. And then my Because I Love You wrap by Amy Meeks is hanging out in my DeAnne couture bag, and she's at Stitches West right now, she told me to tell you. So if you're looking for one of these, the best bags in the world for 2-color shawls, you have to wait till the end of the month when she gets back from Stitches and has kind of reloaded her shop because all her inventory went to Stitches. I love these bags, and they are an amazing price for the quality you get. And I worked a little bit on this. I remembered to put in a progress marker. So last week I was right here. And of course the rows get longer and longer as you go, so I've actually done more than it even looks like. So this was last week's progress. This is this week's progress. It's really stretching out on the needles quite a bit. So I finished up this first section where the solid and the variegated play together and the stripe and thing. And then I did the bridge, which is where you kind of intermix the colors. And now I'm getting to where the variegated is going to take center stage. And I'm glad I chose my color selection this way so that when I'm doing the big, long, huge repeats, the variegated will be the one that I'm looking at a lot because it'll keep it kind of interesting with all the color changes. So this shawl is being knit out of 2 yarns. This is hedgehog fibers and undid yarn. And I'm very much still enjoying this and loving working on it. I think I'm going to work a lot on this week too. After I get the sweater to the halfway point, maybe I'll focus on knitting on that. And then the last thing I have is a new cast on, and it is in a You Sew and Sew bag. The little bunnies. I love this. And I love the woven look of the blue. And this was a pattern that was gifted to me a little while ago, and it's the Foolproof Cowl by Louise Zasping, and it was gifted to me by my sweet friend, Always Knit You One. And this is so funny to me because this yarn, I'm using some of my older yarn in my stash. I was in a club, a Downton Abbey club, and the yarn dyer is Yarn versus Zombies. So it makes me think of Zombies at Downton because they have those books, which I'm not a fan of. I know some people love them, the Jane Austen and the Zombies, where they put zombies in the Jane Austen novels. But I'm not a fan of that. I just think, what would Jane Austen feel like if she saw this? Maybe she wouldn't care, but she went through all that time writing those books and then they put zombies in them. I know there's a movie that just came out of it, but so I should call this cowl the Zombies at Downton. They're both singles. As you guys know, I have a huge love of singles for certain projects because projects where they won't get a lot of rub. So we have this, which is called Wet Mornings, which is very, very pretty. And then this, which is called Hunting Tweed. And these are going to go together. Now I've only started a little bit on this. Tiny bit. And I have my little bicycle that was given to me by my friend Crystal Bailey to mark the front side. So that is all of my works in progress that I have this week. And I've been enjoying doing those. Like I said, I'm going to focus. I'm going to put that beaded shawl on the back burner. I'm still going to maybe do 1 or 2 rows a day, but they're taking so long, and there's still 3 more clues. It's an 8 clue repeat, and I'm only on clue 5, that I need to put that on the back burner till my husband's sweater is farther along, because it's taking so long. And now on to spinning. I am spinning, I forgot the tag for this, I don't remember what it's called, but Nerd Girls, Geek Girls, something like that. Fiber, and this is 100% BFL in the Sublime Indigo. I got that right. The Sublime Indigo color, and I'm spinning this. Oh, it's so beautiful. I am spinning this for a hand spun swap with my friend Erin from Bling Your String Bags, and this is my last little bump. So this came in a giant braid, and I've talked about it before, what I like to do, because when you haven't been spinning for a while, drafting can be a problem. So I separate it into pencil roving, and this drafts really easily, as opposed to if I was trying to work off the entire braid and keep it all managed into one. So I just separated it into 8 little balls. So pretty. And this is my last one to spin, and then I need to ply it and do all that kind of stuff and put together a little fun package and send it off to her. So that's spinning. Hopefully next week I will have a finished yarn to show you. Hopefully I'll have a couple of finished yarns to show you, because I want to get working on the braid for my friend Jennifer. Now onto group news. We have the shawl cowl, which is still going on. We're right smack in the middle of it because it's from January to the end of March. So you still have plenty of time to join in. I am finishing that Because I Love You wrap, and then I have 2 or 3 other shawls that I have in my mind. I have the yarn, I have the pattern, I'm ready to knit them. I just have to try to work myself down to pick one so I'm not knitting a whole bunch. And then we have our year-long read-along going on right now. And then we have the thing of collecting for the Russian orphanage. And they sent me a paper this week actually in the mail talking about the thing that they do. And this has been going on for 12 years. I had no idea. So I feel a little bit better now that I don't have to be rushed to knit all the things for this, because I can knit what I can and then save some for next year. So I'm feeling less like must knit them all now. I'm feeling like, okay, finish what you can and then you can knit the rest for next year. But we did have 2 things come in for that. And so there's going to be crinkling. But Paula, who is Paulade D, sent a package with some gorgeous, I love this. And they have little tags. I love these. And it's just, oh, this yarn is so wonderfully soft. But everything has, oops, the tag fell off that one. It's just tags in here. But socks. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly so I don't go over my time. More, ooh, these are nice and thick and warm socks. And she put the size too. It's just amazing. She was so very thorough. Ooh, this next sock I love. So you guys probably know I've talked about it. I've been obsessed for 6 or 8 months with blue, like a navy and pink combination. And so this is just beautiful. If only I could find yarn that was blue, navy, and pink, or white, navy, and pink. And then some more mittens. Some more socks. And then another pair of socks. Very bright, cheerful colors. So thank you so much, Paula, for those. I love this. It's just beautiful. So there's that. And then came in the mail. This just arrived yesterday. Whoa, okay. It's kind of, sorry, it's a very heavy box. I just knocked something off my computer tower thing. So this box came in the mail just yesterday from Good Yarn. It's my friend Brenda. She helps moderate the group. She's so helpful. And it is huge. So I'm going to try to go through this really quickly. There's hats. More hats. More. Ooh, I like that. More hats. Scarves. Lots of scarves. Some little wristers. There's a black scarf, a red scarf, and then a very gorgeous purple and blue scarf. So thank you so much, Brenda. And then I opened this up. I kind of felt like I had won the lottery because Brenda had included a treasure. Her handspun. 3 skeins of her handspun, and she said in it, she said, you know, you can do these all for giveaways, you can keep them all, you can, you know, give away some, and oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how sorely tempted I was to keep them all, because, like I said, I feel like I'd won the lottery just getting a package of her handspun, because she is an amazing spinner. She's just so amazing. Like, I have to show you these, and I am going to keep 1 or 2. Okay, that's kind of bad. Maybe I should just give them all away. But they're so beautiful, and I have to show them to you very quickly. Handspun by Brenda. Look at that. You can't tell that's handspun. And look at those colors. This is amazing. Brenda, I really want to keep it. But I'm not going to, because that would be selfish, and that's not cool. So this is 340 yards of 100% Polworth chain plied. And then another one. This is 100% BFL, a 4-ply, and it's 390 yards. Look at that. You're amazing, Brenda. Your handspun is stunning. I hope to someday be this good, but I probably will never be as good as Brenda is. Let's all just stare and appreciate that for a little while. It's beautiful. Oh, gosh. Look at that. I could just stare at her hand spun. You just stare at it. You're probably like, get on to the next thing. And this one, oh, it's dark, but then there are these subtle colors in it, which is beautiful. This is 100% superwash merino, DK to worsted, and it's 225 yards. Oh, this is another one. Can we just sit here and appreciate this, the beauty? Brenda, you are an artist of handspun. I love them so much. Yeah. And it's funny because I am the first person to, if somebody tells me they like something of mine, I'm like, oh, take it, you can have it. And so I don't normally like get attached to stuff and think like, oh, I would love to keep this, but her handspun, I just feel like this is a treasure. I don't know. So thank you, Brenda, for sending those. And some of those will be going away, and some of them will be staying, maybe, or maybe I'll be going. I feel like it's not a true sacrifice if it doesn't hurt you a little bit to do it. And she included a lavender sachet in it so all the yarns smell lovely. And now on to enabling. So I had a couple really sweet packages come in the mail this week, but I wanted to show one skein that I got. And this is from Neeley's Knits, my friend Ashley, who is dire behind Neeley's Knits, and Ashley's awesome. And so enabling because you see what she posts and you want it. But this is a BFL silk blend, and it will never be Royals. And she based it off of the show Rain, which I haven't seen, but I've heard many people mention to me that I would love it. And it's 438 yards of a 55% BFL, 45% silk. Oh, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So, for enabling that was sent to me, my very sweet friend, Always Knit You One, said to me that a package was coming, and my husband had been holding all the mail because this was coming and he didn't want me to accidentally open it. So I had to commandeer and be like, hey, is there a package from a friend for me? And he went through and he's like, okay, you can have it. But this is something that she had made for me. And this is by AnnTutor.com, I believe. Ann with just A-N-N, no E. And I don't want to clink it too much, but it came in this gorgeous little tin, which I can't get open now. And there are these, oh, she knows I love owls, and I didn't have any owl stitch markers, so this was one of these little owl stitch markers. So thank you so much. I absolutely love these, and I really brightened up a not so superb week. So thank you. And as you guys saw, I already have one on my husband's sweater, and they're so quirky. I love them. And then I was in a swap, a Valentine's Day swap. And I wanted to say a huge thank you to the Spicy Homemaker for putting this all together. I cannot imagine how much time that this took you, and I just wanted you to know that you're really appreciated for that. And it's so sweet of you, because I can hardly keep track of the things that I have to do, and I don't know if I would be able to put in the time for something like that, and just to give so much of yourself. That's so sweet of you. So thank you so much for doing that. And my swap person was actually somebody who I had talked with a little bit on Ravelry, but not a ton. And her name is DeAnne, and she hosts the Skeins in School, which is knitting and homeschooling. And I got my package from her, and she had wrapped it up so nicely. I was so distracted Sunday night and Monday morning when I was going to mail her thing, and just so kind of out of sorts that I forgot to, I had little cute tape and I had all this stuff to wrap it up that I didn't, and I just kind of put it in there. But I hope that she likes everything that was in the package. I really tried to put a lot of thought into it. And it's funny, you can tell that she and I are similar, because some of the stuff she got me kind of relating to stuff that I got her. So She sent me a postcard from where she's from. A little Valentine's Day card. And then this I love. My bibliophile, a reading journal for book lovers. And she's a little mitten bookmark. Oh, it's so cute. And then in there, I could smell this right as soon as I opened it up. Coffee from a local Green Castle coffee roasters. She sent Highland Grog, cinnamon, vanilla, and Kahlua cream. And then also in here were some little candies, and these are Lancaster caramels, and a little lotion bar, and then 3 little mini skeins, which she had labeled. I didn't label mine to her, I feel bad, but oh, and she said what she had made out of them. I love this yarn. I need to get some. It's Hue Loco Glitz Fingering Sunrise colorway. Oh, you can't see it from her. Oh, it's beautiful. And then there's this one. I'm not going to go through and say every single one of them, but they're all, and she had a little marker on that, and a green one. So thank you so much, DeAnne. I absolutely loved the package, and I'm really excited to use this. That is all of that for this week. And now on to the book. So I was realizing that I have not reviewed a classic in a while, and classics are kind of my thing. I love them. A lot of people will like, oh, I should read the classics. If I haven't been reading a classic in a while, I will crave it because the words and the language, it doesn't get any more beautiful than classics. I feel like sometimes authors now today will try to recreate that feel, but to me it just feels like they're trying to recreate it other than they are actually accomplishing the language. So the book that and I also realized I haven't reviewed a Russian classic. So the book that I have for you guys this week is by Dostoyevsky. So you see my cats, they wanted to get in on this too. They ate the book. The Idiot by Dostoyevsky. And this book, I didn't read, it wasn't one of my first Dostoyevsky. My first one was Crime and Punishment, which is also a really good one. But this is about Myshkin, who has been in a sanitarium in Switzerland, I believe. Swiss sanitarium for a while because of breakdown. And he gets out, and he's been released, and he returns to Russia. And he's a prince. He returns to Russia, his country of origin. And it's called The Idiot, but he is not an idiot. He is far from it. He is good, he is gentle, he is kind, he is innocent. And this book deals with the context of what that means in a culture. And so there is a subplot, which is kind of the plot of the story, I guess, but I think of it more as a subplot, or his love between 2 women, and it's kind of a messy love triangle, and I hate love triangles, but this book didn't give me that same feeling as others have, but he's caught between these 2 women that he loves, and one kind of is not so pure, and the other one is very pure, and kind of just, there's a lot of Russian intrigues and different things with that, as you kind of get with your typical classic Russian novels, very tragic. But I feel like what Dostoyevsky is trying to do in this book is do a commentary on Russian culture during this time period where good people were not, he was called an idiot because he thought the best of people. He wanted to believe the best. He wanted to be kind and loving and generous to everybody that he met. And then everyone in the culture just dumped on him and was mean to him. And I think Dostoyevsky was trying to do a portrait of can a good man survive in a culture like that. And the prince is he's a Christ-like character in that he is this good, innocent person who is not treated as he should by those around him. So there are various parallels about that throughout the book. And I can really appreciate this book. I don't know if a lot has changed. I think that this still is something that is applicable for today and for other countries, not just Russia, any country. You know, a lot of times people that are good and nice are not necessarily looked on as important, or, you know, that person, I've heard different people say things like, oh, they're a goody two-shoes, or, oh, you know, that person's just too nice. And can you be too nice? I don't believe you can. And I think this book has a lot of important things to say. And it's kind of tragic what happens with this whole thing, because I would like to think that the nice person will win out. And it's a Russian novel, so you can't really, a classic Russian novel, so you can't really expect that. But it's a hefty book, but I think definitely worth it. And this book really, I remember, I read this years ago, but I remember after I'd read it for days, just thinking about what Dostoyevsky was trying to say, and it really affected me, because I try to be as nice as I possibly can to every single person I meet. I believe even if somebody's mean to you, be nice to them back. Being mean to someone, even if they're being mean to you, doesn't accomplish anything. And if you're nice to someone that's being mean to you, maybe you can turn it around and they will, you know, and it will get better. But so I think that thing for me is that even if society doesn't necessarily place value in the nice people, that doesn't mean that you should change. You can still value that niceness and generosity. And yeah, you may have times where, like in this book, people take advantage of you and people hurt you, but that doesn't mean that you should stop doing it. I know it can be discouraging from time to time, but I really think that this is a good book for social commentary on that kind of thing. That's the book for this week. Some upcoming books I'm going to be doing. I just wanted to mention the Tournament of Books is coming up in March, which is books from last year go head-to-head in a single elimination rounds. And while I believe there are 16 or 17 books, this is a big thing in the book world, while there are 16 or 17 books, I'm not going to be able to read all of those in the time frame leading up to that. I have small kids, I run a couple different things and business and stuff like that. So I have a nonprofit I help run and all kinds of different things, but I don't have enough time to read a book a day. I can't be a Teddy Roosevelt and read a book a day. But so I'm going to try to read some of those and then kind of review them in the weeks upcoming to the Tournament of Books, to when all that is going down. So look for that in the next couple of weeks. I'll be reviewing one book a week from the Tournament of Books. I'm going to try to read a book a week. And we'll see how that goes. I'm almost done with the first book, so I'll definitely be ready to review that one next week. And it's a good one. It's very well written. But that's all I have for you guys this week, and I hope you have a wonderful week and that you get to do all the things you love. Okay, bye.